It is Monday, June 10th. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And the Dong Report is back in your life. Just going to have the Dong Report today and just going to have two dongs for you guys as well. Sorry for getting this to you a little bit late. It's just been a little bit hectic here around the house as I have been in the process of settling in to the house. So everything's fine. It's just been a little bit crazy over here. But I did want to get this out after having 2 days off of no YouTube videos. Did want to get out the Dong Report. As I mentioned, I have two plays for you guys. Before we can get into those, I just want to do a recap of the weekend. So I didn't give out any plays on YouTube, but I posted plays to my Dub Club and to Twitter as well. And we actually had a really good weekend for dongs. On Saturday specifically, I got 2 dongs to mash, so it was a great day Saturday. Yesterday, I went 0 for 3, so it was not a good day. But just the weekend alone, we were up a little bit over 2 units on the weekend because of the 2 we got to mash on Saturday. To do a recap of the entire season, obviously things are still pretty rough in the Dong Report, down about 16.5 units on the entire season. But hey, 9 days into June, we are up in the month of June. Granted, we are very, very slightly up, like a little bit over a unit, but hey, at least up in the month of June isn't terrible. Hopefully, we can turn things around as it's been a really rough season. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button for this specific video, like and comment. And then check out the Dub Club that I hinted at if you are interested. It just gets all my plays sent to you for $5 a month. So check that out if you're interested. Let's get into these dongs. So as I mentioned, I'm going to have 2 for you guys. I'm actually going to have 2 in the same game and on the same team. First up, we are starting with Anthony Santander to hit a home run, plus 400 odds at Fanatics. Overall, it's admittedly not a great day for home runs. That's why I'm only going to have 2, and that's why I am targeting 2 in the same exact game. Because we're targeting a pitcher on the Rays, Ryan Pepiot, who is pretty mashable. So that's why I'm going with 2 Orioles. But let's stick to Anthony Santander here. And he's been absolutely on fire recently. He's been really, really good recently. And he's someone that you want to target specifically against right-handed pitching. Now, he's no Gunnar Henderson, but he's been hitting just as good as Gunnar Henderson over the last 2 weeks, and we're getting significantly better odds on Santander as well. So that's kind of why we're going with him as opposed to Gunnar. On the entire season, Santander has 14 home runs, which is a really good number. 11 of those 14 have come against right-handed pitching. If you look at his ISO rate, it is up to 26% against right-handed pitching as well. Again, this is on the entire season, not looking at a recent sample size or anything like that. That 26%, obviously that is in the excellent category. From there, he's got a really, really good, excellent, even fly ball rate of 57.6%. Just to put that fly ball rate in the context for you guys, that basically means 60% of the time that he gets contact with the baseball, he's hitting a fly ball. 60% of the time, it works every time. That 57.6%, that's a crazy high number. That would be good for the second highest fly ball rate in the entire MLB if you just extrapolated that out to all qualified batters. Again, this is specifically for him against right-handed pitching. His pull rate is also a really, really good 47.2%. That will be the 24th highest pull rate in the MLB. Why do we look at fly ball rate and pull rate? Well, in order to hit a home run, generally you have to hit a fly ball, and the best home run hitters pull the ball more often than not. That's why we look at those 2. Now, if you look at the entire season, not just any recent sample size, not any splits against righties or lefties, his ISO rate is up to 25.3%. So that is still within the excellent category. And what I like about Anthony Santander is I like the fact that his average launch angle. So what is the degree of the baseball that it leaves the bat? His is at 23.8 degrees. That's the 3rd highest launch angle in the entire MLB. Not doing anything else, just looking at the entire MLB, 3rd highest. And for context, the sweet spot for home runs from a launch angle perspective is between 25 and 35 degrees. So this is basically telling you every single time that Anthony Santander makes contact, he's close to averaging what is a sweet spot from a launch angle perspective every single time he makes contact. Now, I will admit Ryan Pepiot, who's, again, pitching for the Rays, he is someone that you want to target. Generally, you want to target right-handed hitters as opposed to lefties. Now, Anthony Santander is a switch hitter, but he will be batting lefty because Ryan Pepiot is a right-handed pitcher. So I will admit he is a matchup that you traditionally want to target against right-handed hitters, but Santander has been so good recently that I'm so comfortable riding with him, even though the matchup is more ideal for a righty. But he's our first play. Let's hope he mashes a home run for us. Next up, obviously we're sticking in the Orioles versus Rays game. And I'm taking Ryan Mountcastle to hit a home run, plus 450 odds at BetMGM. So I mentioned that Pepio is significantly worse against right-handed batters as opposed to lefties, right? Well, that's what led us to Ryan Mountcastle of the Orioles, who's another batter on the Orioles, who's just in the middle of an absolutely ridiculous heater. But he's a batter that is significantly better against right-handed pitching as opposed to left-handed pitching. And that is more of a recent sample size, targeting him against righties as opposed to lefties. Now, we'll start with Ryan Pepio because we haven't talked about him yet. So overall, I'm not going to say he's a horrible pitcher. He's decent. But the issue with him is he allows a lot of fly balls, and he specifically allows a lot of fly balls to right-handed hitters. Now, if you look at his splits, he's only given up 3 home runs each to righties and lefties. So he's given up 6 total, 3 to each. But if you look at his advanced splits, it shows a pitcher that is much, much worse against right-handed hitters. His fly ball rate against righties, and this is on the entire season, not looking at any 2-week sample size or whatever. On the entire season, his fly ball rate to righties is 59.7%. 60% of the time, a right-handed batter makes contact against him, they're hitting a fly ball. That's ridiculous. And his hard hit rate is 12 percentage points higher. His hard hit rate allowed, I should say, is 12 percentage points higher against right-handed hitting as well. He allows a hard hit rate of 35.8%, 23.3% against lefties, 35.8% against righties. And for context, that fly ball rate would be the worst in the MLB by a mile, not even close. And the hard hit rate that he allows to right-handed hitters, that would be the 5th worst in the MLB. So yeah, a pitcher that you want to target specifically right-handed batters against. Now, as for Ryan Mountcastle, as I mentioned, he has been on just a ridiculous tear recently. He's hit 5 home runs over the last 2 weeks. His ISO rate in that stretch is 33.3%. That's obviously well within the excellent category, but legitimately all 5 of the home runs that he has hit over the last 2 weeks have come against right-handed pitching. And as I mentioned, Pepio is a right-handed pitcher. His fly ball rate against righties on the season is at 45%, which is still a really good number. But over the last 2 weeks, that jumps up to 52.9% against right-handed pitching. Obviously, that's an incredible number. And his hard hit rate against right-handed pitching over the last 2 weeks is up to 55.9%. That would lead the MLB by by closer to 7 percentage points. So I know it's a small sample size. I'm just showing you how absurdly hard Ryan Mountcastle is hitting the home run, going up against a pitcher that's worse against righties. It's a match made in dong heaven. Let's hope that he comes through for us. Let's hope that Santander comes through for us as well. And that's all we got. 2 dong predictions all for you guys to lock in. If one of these hits a home run, we'll be green for the day. If they both hit a home run, it would be a very, very nice dent into our losses on the year in our profit in the month of June specifically. And again, that's all we got. Appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good one.